Evening, everybody. Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network, and welcome back again for another spring and summer of student athlete interviews. And we kick it off this year with a recently committed senior. I have to find out if she signed yet. We'll find out here coming up in a minute. But you see on the screen there last year, her and her team running in the 4 by 100 and winning the state championship last year in 1A with a time of 48:08. And then recently, this young lady ran a 12:43 in the 100, which is her PR. And here to help break it all down, because I am not a runner and could never run this fast, but she certainly does. Miss Jadeyn Webb, welcome.
Thank you.
It is great to have you here. Let's start with that state championship. Did you kind of know when you go into these things? You won the district, you won the region. You had a pretty dominating year last year. That was a really good 4 by 100 team. Not taking anything away from anybody else, but that was a good team. Did you kind of know you were going to win this thing? Was it, or did you feel like, obviously we know we need to run our best? When did you really feel like this was yours for the taking?
I would say the adrenaline was insane, and we were running against very talented teams, but we knew what we had to do. We didn't actually train a lot for the 4x1 because we always had a lot of injured athletes in our relay team, so I think we probably trained 3 times. So there was a little bit of, anxiety because we haven't practiced probably as much as we should have. But we have a lot of good chemistry between all of us. We've been running track since we were all little, all together. So we trusted each other enough. And it kind of all just came together. And I think that I guess since our chemistry is so good, it kind of all just worked out. And we knew what we had to do, and we kind of just
did it. People don't understand. Here's the funny part: how complicated and complex it can be, you have to do it. I mean, you did it in what, 40 seconds, right? It's funny to hear you say it just kind of came together.
Yeah.
Normally when an athlete says that, we're talking about, it came together at the end of the season. It came together in the final 2 quarters. This thing had to snap together in 40 seconds.
Right.
And so, but, when you look at like a relay team, you're talking about baton handle.
Yeah.
Where does your love and you said you've been running since you were a little kid. Where does that love and passion for wanting to compete in track come from?
When I was younger, at our school, we would do like running event stuff. I did a little bit of flag football, and my dad actually noticed how fast I was, so he told me that I should do track. So I did in 4th grade, and it was like co-ed because it wasn't just girls or boys. So I ran against the boys.
Gotcha.
And I think that beating the boys kind of boosted my
Say
ego
that
a little
again.
bit.
Beating the boys. All right, I like that.
So I just kind of wanted to continue and pursue that. And I just love running a lot. And I think that having Coach Bailey as my coach
he's awesome.
Yeah, it made me love the sport even more. And he noticed the talent in me and stuff that I didn't see in myself. And it kind of just sparked something in me.
Yeah, that's Coach Bailey, that's what sets him apart. I think there are some really great coaches, and then there's guys like Coach Bailey who knows his student athletes. When I say individually, I mean he knows them like he knows them.
Right.
He knows what buttons to push for each student athlete, where they need to get better. I've seen him do it, and the results speak for themselves. And of course, the success that he's had at Holy Trinity. 12-4-3. What I don't think people also don't understand is the preparation for you personally that goes into doing something like running a 12-4-3 for every 100-meter you'll run, you're practicing, what, 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, right?
Right.
Talk about your practice regimen and how you prepare yourself for these meets.
So, Monday and Wednesday are like our hard training days. So we'll do like kind of like a ladder where it's like a 350, 250, 150, and we'll kind of just go down, like lactic acid training. And then Tuesday and Thursdays are like our tech day. So your individual event you want to work on and kind of fix it, like
Right.
make it perfect. So I'll do like hurdle drills. I'll work on my block starts because your start is like one of the most important things when you're running.
How do you stay so patient in the black? I couldn't do it. I couldn't sit there. The anticipation would
Oh,
kill
yeah.
me, Jaden. How do you do it?
I honestly don't know. Like it doesn't even feel real. Like I'm just like I don't know. I just breathe.
That's why you practice.
Yeah, and I count in my head, and sometimes I'll sing a song, one of my favorite
really?
songs, to just calm me down because I get really nervous and I always get in my head. So like when I'm in the block, I'll just take a deep breath and then just start humming one of my like
I
favorite
like
songs.
that. Okay. It bothers me that I won't get to see you. Like we're doing the conference meet this week. I think it's high time that Holy Trinity and MCC are allowed to participate in the Cape Coast Conference. For goodness
Yeah.
sakes, the Cape Coast Conference is in Brevard County, and MCC and Holy Trinity are. You don't have any problem playing them any other time. So I think it's high time that MCC and Holy Trinity were allowed into the Cape Coast Conference. There, I said my piece on that. So, what's your favorite event? Is it the 100?
Um, I would say, the 4x1
Okay,
because track is such an individual sport,
right.
and you get to kind of be a part of like a team almost on it, and it's just I don't know, the adrenaline is insane.
And when you
in
win like
that.
you did,
Yeah.
to be able to celebrate.
Right.
I mean, people are happy for if you win 100, right?
Right,
But
yeah.
for 4 of you to win an event like that,
Yeah.
no, I get it. No, that makes great sense. And I think it speaks a little bit about you and the fact that you love the team events and tells what kind of a teammate you are. I think that's great. Okay. So obviously, as we record this interview, there is still much ahead that to be accomplished. There are districts and regionals, and well, there's titles to defend this year, right? So we'll talk about. Well, if you win that title again, I tell you what. If you girls go win that title again, we'll bring you and the team in. How's that?
Sounds
All right.
great.
Okay. You recently committed. Well, you tell. Well, they see it on your shirt there. I mean, there's no secrets. So you recently committed to Belmont.
Yes.
So tell us about Belmont. Why Belmont was the school for you?
So my college experience when I was kind of looking at schools and the track teams and like the area, I personally like things to be around the campus. And Belmont is in Nashville, so I get that privilege to kind of just be in a little city area, which I love.
Sure.
I toured the school. It has a small classroom setting, so you get to kind of be more engaged and close with your professor, which I personally love.
Right.
So that was a huge,
It's a Christian school,
right.
and I mean Holy Trinity Episcopal Academy. How important is faith to you?
Really important to me. I'm blessed enough to be able to even do the sport that I love, be here. I would say that was a pretty
Big thing. Yeah, no doubt. And then, let me ask you this because I obviously talk to tons of football players and things like that, and I know about their recruiting. But recruiting has really changed in every sport. It's not easy anymore. Not that it ever was, but for your class and beyond, and even last year's class, coaches, with the portals out there now, and just the so many options that are available to college coaches, it really makes recruiting tough. So, how were you able to navigate the waters of recruiting?
In the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing. I was stressed out. But track is a lot different than other sports because they don't really come out and scout or whatever.
Right.
So it's kind of all based on just time and stuff. And I was fortunate enough to have, Coach Bailey help me through the process. And I have friends that have committed, so I was able to have those people that could help me. But I had to do most of it. I had to reach out to coaches,
Sure.
send emails, put my name and face out there, like Twitter accounts, post.
You had to do
reads. Yes.
your right. Okay.
So you had to reach out to them, like introduce yourself, because they're not really gonna.
No, they're not going to come
Yeah,
visit.
no.
Right. And now, do you get to go visit these universities, or did you go visit, or?
I was able to visit Belmont.
Okay.
I met with the track team, and it was that feeling where, like, as soon as I stepped on the campus, I was like, yeah, I could see myself
This is
here.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was an instant.
That is awesome. And listen, Nashville is a cool city, man. It
yeah.
really is. I love Nashville.
Yes.
I really do. So what advice? And I know about continuing to work hard and all that, but let's talk about a student athlete who maybe has a similar skill set to you, who has an opportunity to go run track in college, but maybe getting frustrated by the process. What advice do you have for them?
Stay patient, because you will be where you're supposed to be at. I never thought I'd end up at Belmont, but it kind of just happened. And you'll end up where you're supposed to. I would say reach out to anyone. It doesn't matter if they're D1, D3. Just reach out to anyone, because you never know, and stay consistent and don't get frustrated.
You want to run in college.
Right.
College is college, right?
Right.
I mean, yeah. What do you want to study at Belmont? Do you know yet? It's okay if you don't.
Business.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about Holy Trinity. I love going over to Holy Trinity. I love James Phillips, Marcus Bailey, Steve Henderson. I love everything about the school over there, the facilities, the campus, everything. Tell me about being a student at Holy Trinity.
I love being a student there. The teachers really love to teach, which is huge.
Say that again. The teachers really love to
Yes.
teach. In 2025, that's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So then it helps the students be more engaged and want to learn, because they're so enthusiastic about what they're teaching.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes the kids excited to go to class and learn. And we really have, a lot of people have really close relationships with the teachers, which is
Sure.
really good
That's
to have.
important.
Yeah. Class sizes are pretty small, so you get
Good.
to have a close relationship.
Sounds a lot like Belmont.
Right. So I'm used to that.
That's awesome. And I always found that listen, I've talked to student athletes who've interviewed them, who have said to me, do me a favor, don't ask me about my school, my high school, okay, all right, you got it, whatever you need, okay. But I've never had somebody say that about Holy Trinity, and so I think that's awesome. What do you want to? You said business. If I said to you, Jadeyn, where do you see yourself in 10 years? What would you like to be doing? Do you know? Like, where would you see yourself? It's okay not to know. You may not even know this until you get to college.
Real estate was something that I was interested. I still am interested in doing.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't.
You know what? You know what a good word for? I'm undecided, Alan. I have no idea, but I'll let you be the first to know. No, I appreciate that. What do you do? Listen, track, I was just interviewing some golfers, and track's very much the same, and even you said it. It's an individual sport.
Mm-hmm.
So the pressure, yes, you're running against others, but you're also competing against yourself in a lot of ways.
Right.
You mentioned it, to block the time, to get off, the everything, okay? It's a mental thing. So how do you decompress from all of this? How do you get away from track, school? How do you relax?
I journal a lot. I write down a lot of things. I color.
Okay.
Coloring.
Coloring is a very popular thing these days.
Oh, yeah. Um, so I would say also like when I clean, I kind of just lock in and just everything around me just kind of goes away because I'm so locked in on.
What do you like to write about it when you say journal? Is it about your day, or that might be something you might want to do in the future? Be an author. What do you like to journal about?
I journal about kind of every and anything.
Gotcha.
My day to day kind of.
Sure.
Or things I want to do or
Right.
accomplish.
Okay. Do you save these? Keep these? And
Yeah, I have a little book that I
okay.
keep.
Very cool. I'll be looking for that when you go out there and blow it up at Belmont. Go to the Olymp. I'm gonna be looking for the autobiography on you from these journals. How do you have fun? I mean, I know that's how you relax and decompress. How do you have fun?
um, I hang out with my friends a lot.
Yeah. What do you guys like to do?
We like to go to the beach. We like to shop.
Gotcha.
One of my friends and I, we love to just cook and bake and just listen to music and stuff.
Let's talk about the cooking and the baking. 'Cause I didn't see no cookies come through that door today. Tell me what you like to cook and bake.
We love making homemade pizza.
Okay.
We've done it a couple times. We made a cake. I mean, it didn't come out as we planned.
That's okay.
But
Did it taste good?
it tasted pretty good.
There you go.
So that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Um,
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
But yeah, we love making homemade pizza. I think it's fun because we do everything from scratch. So it's.
The dough and everything.
Oh yeah.
You do the little flip.
She does the dough. I do the toppings
I got you.
and stuff.
And then the way you do that, I guess the way you put the cheese on, I've seen that before. Okay. You guys make TikToks or anything out of
Oh
this
yeah.
stuff? Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I gotta check these out. I'm gonna check these out now. That is awesome. I'm fascinated because you still have, well, you have a lot to go, but not a lot to go in terms of the school year.
Right.
So as we sit here and record this interview, has like prom happened, or
We just had prom yesterday.
how was prom?
It was really, really fun.
Yeah?
It was so fun.
How was the dress?
my dress? I love my
Okay,
dress.
all right.
I was
well,
really
we're
happy with it.
There has to be a picture on the screen of you in the dress, so make sure you send one for the video. What was the highlight of the night for you?
I got in the middle of the circle and I got to dance with my friends, and I think that was really,
That's really
fun.
cool.
We ended on a great note. I was drenched in sweat.
Yeah, that's the way that
But
goes.
it was really, really fun.
What's next? Well, first of all, where was your prom?
It was at the Duran.
Okay, up in Vieira.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful place to have it. What's the next big thing for the seniors coming up?
We have grad bash.
Okay.
I think that's the.
Now, what is
24th.
grad bash for those that don't know?
So our senior class gets to go to Universal.
Okay.
Go on the rides and just hang
Have
out
fun.
with your class. Yeah.
What are you going to be thinking about? What do you think you're going to be thinking about as you walk across that stage or walk off of those steps?
It's going to be really surreal because I remember when I was younger, I was like, oh my gosh, like, that's so far away from me, but like, time flew by so fast.
It
and
did.
It's like insane to me.
It
Like,
does,
I
yeah.
never thought that I would be a senior. But I think it'll be emotional too because I've been at Holy Trinity since I was in 6th grade.
Right.
So that's a lot of.
That's a family.
Right.
And listen, I mean, God love everybody from a graduating class that says, "Oh, we're gonna stay in touch." Everybody says it, and in a county like Brevard, I can see it happening a lot more than it would around other parts of the country. But
Right.
everybody goes off; they go to college, and then life happens.
Right.
But you're right. To be at a school for as long as you've been at Holy Trinity, it's different.
Right.
It hits a little differently, and I didn't. I went to a 4-year high school, so I didn't experience that. I can only imagine the emotion that comes with that. So I guess. What is there any prep work left to do, or are you just ready to go? I mean, you still have exams and things like that. This is really crunch time, isn't it? From
Yeah.
here on out, but you got districts, you got regionals, states. How do you how do you keep it all together and focused? How do you separate all of this, but yet prioritize it?
Having a planner, I know that kind of sounds,
No, no.
but you have to stay organized. And a lot of my teachers, they have their office hours, so I take advantage of that.
I got you.
Because in track, sometimes we miss school for track meets and stuff, and we come back late. Sometimes, stuff doesn't get done.
Correct. Yeah.
So I'll go to my teacher's office hours, see what I missed, any questions I have. So that really benefits me. And we're fortunate enough to have college counselors. So I go to her a lot for any help or help on organizing planners. Like what do I need to do to stay organized? And
do you have a day planner?
I have a school planner for homework and stuff that I use. And I think I've been doing it for such a long time. It's come natural to me, so I kind of know how to work out track and school.
Now, do you write it? Now, are you? Because you would be unique in this. Do you write everything down, or is it in your phone?
I would say I write everything down. I don't normally write my homework on my phone.
Right. No, I got you. I got you.
Because we have to put our phones in a phone pocket. So I
Okay.
normally in class I'll just write it after.
What's I guess that's wow, man. I mean, it just hit me. I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, my goodness, that's a lot of stuff coming up in a short period of time. 'Cause it's April already,
right?
And you're done by May 15th, right? Mm-hmm. When is graduation?
The 17th.
Yeah, you're done by the 17th.
Yeah.
So it's over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you parents do it these days. My goodness gracious. As you look back on your high school days, what is one fun memory you can share with us, and what's one sports memory that sticks out to you? You got a favorite? You got a favorite sports moment? Was it that 4x100 win?
I would say yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Amazing.
Because one of our anchors, she was actually hurt during she had an injury on her foot, so she was running on a broken foot. So that was insane. And
wow.
In the beginning of the season, we did not have that order, so we had to switch kind of last minute. It was Maya and I, our second leg, and I was the third. We had to kind of switch around the orders, so that was also some stress, but it all worked out amazing.
This was just watch us work, Coach. Just give us the baton and just let us go run.
Yeah.
We'll show you what you taught us, and we'll make you proud. But we got this.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Tell me about your family.
So my family is it's a big sport family. My dad played football in college. Mm-hmm. My mom did gymnastics. We all kind of have to do a sport.
Right. So is it a competitive family?
Yes.
Yes.
Very competitive. So I've grown up around sports. I've played sports my whole life. I've played almost every sport. I did gymnastics, dance, but I wasn't really into the dance, gymnastics, cheer, whatever. I played a lot of I played basketball, soccer. Soccer, I just picked flowers on the field, so that didn't end well. So then I tried softball. I loved softball. That was super fun. But it got tough because track and softball were in the same.
You have to pick one, and running 12.5 threes, it's not a hard decision.
Yeah.
I'm sure. While I'm sure the Tigers would love to have you out there on the base pass running around, 12.5 threes are hard to find. Man, this is. What do you want? I guess. What would you to an incoming freshman who might be watching this? What advice do you have for them about high school? Because you're at the end, right? So, I often ask the college, and next year when I bring you back after your freshman year at college, I'll have you speak to the high school seniors about this. In terms, I'll ask you this question for them. But what advice do you have for an incoming high school freshman right now, both from a standpoint, let's say they are, and let's face it, you're a gifted athlete, okay? So if they're a gifted athlete and academically speaking, what advice would you have for them?
You have to stay organized. Like that is probably the number one thing you need to do.
Organization.
Do your homework.
Do your homework.
Don't push it back. Don't ignore it. Don't procrastinate. I mean, it does work for some people, I would say. So do what works best for you.
Is besides mom and dad, has there been somebody that's been like a mentor to you that's kind of pushed you a little bit along the way here?
I would say Maya Collins. She is like one of my biggest inspirations. I've been doing track with her since when I was in 7th grade, and
You said Mia Collins?
yeah, Maya.
Maya Collins, yeah.
Yeah.
She's pretty good too.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
And running against her, it really pushed me to be at my best. And she just motivated me and always just uplifted me. And I'm missing her a lot this year because she's at Notre Dame right now running track.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah. And my little siblings, they give me, motivation to just kind of keep going because they look up to me because I'm the oldest.
Sure.
So I would say my siblings.
They must be so proud of you. I mean, and look, I can tell you this: they're gonna miss you when you go off.
Yeah.
You're gonna miss that. What are you gonna miss most? I know you're gonna miss your family and your siblings and your friends. That's a given. But what are you gonna miss most about Brevard County? Is there like a go-to place for you where, you and your friends, if let's say things didn't go well at a track meet, right? And you all want to go grab a bite to eat. Is there a place you're gonna miss about Brevard, or things you're gonna miss about the county, or here?
I would say Chili Spoons.
What's that?
The ice cream place, Chili Spoons.
Okay, all right.
That's a good place, and we love to get, Wicked Pineapple, the acai place, or Surfinista. We love those two places.
Awesome.
So those three.
Very cool, very cool. All right, so here's the magical question. If I picked up your phone right now, what app?
TikTok.
TikTok? I got to go watch these cooking videos. My God, we've been going for almost 30 minutes. That is awesome. Listen, have you signed yet?
I have, yes.
Okay. Got pictures from that?
I don't.
Okay, it's all right.
But
but I need you to make sure you send me plenty of pictures.
Yeah.
And plenty of videos because it takes about a week to edit these. But
right.
thank you so much for coming in studio
thank you for
here
having
today.
me.
This has been a lot of fun. And it's really cool. And I tell you what, I hope we get a chance to see you run track before the end of the year. But if we don't, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what a great interview to kick off our spring and summer series of interviews with. And I tell you this, and then you've seen her highlights and her pictures on the screen, but there it is again. The 12.43 and then the 100 last year. And you just go down the list, Satellite High, Reggie Johnson Invite, 12.57. A lot of firsts on this screen, a lot of firsts for this young lady, and she's going to do great for the Bears, right?
Yes.
Belmont Bears in Nashville, Tennessee. For Jadeyn Webb, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. Have a great night, everybody.